Guys, welcome back to our channel. We're the Garza Twins. I'm Britta.
And I'm Carly.
We do a lot of favorites videos. We have a 5-weekly favorites series that's more lifestyle focused that we post every Friday. We also have a PD background, so we kind of view all of our reviews through that lens. If that sounds good to you, we'd love it if you would subscribe. We are so late on this video. We're going to do our February favorites because we love filming these videos because I mean, they're popular. I feel like you guys like them.
Yeah.
And so even though this is behind, this is our February favorites. Okay, this eye product just really surprised me. It's the Beauty Pie Glimmer Shots, specifically in the shade Gold Beam. And I actually don't think this is a gold. I would say this is like a deep champagne or a light bronze. Oh, like a deep champagne. I'll insert a swatch so you can see, but this formula is so special in my opinion. It's almost like a cream to powder. Like when you touch it, it feels a little bit cream-like, but then once you put it on the eye, it doesn't stay like tacky or creamy, like it dries down. I still use a glitter glue with this to help it from creasing because it is a formula that could crease easily, but I think the shade is so stunning. I love that the glitter in here is super refined. Like you can barely see it on the eyes. It just has some reflection to it, which is what I prefer in a glitter shadow, like nothing too chunky. And I've been reaching for this all month. Like if I just don't know what shadow to wear, I'll put like a brown in the crease and then put this on the eye. And even you complimented me for like, what are you wearing? That one day we were working at Bolt. And so it's just really good. Hopefully it's still available. It comes in like the 2-pack. The other shade was pretty too, right?
Yes.
It's like a deeper brown, but this formula is so good. I hope they release more colors. I talked about this, I think, in a weekly favorites, but I just felt like I was running through my Naturium cleansing balm pretty quickly, and I wanted something more economical so that I wouldn't go through it so fast. And I had tried the Softimo cleansing oil on Amazon that I used to love. I swear to God they changed it because it made my eyes really blurry and it smelled weird. And so I tried this one since it had so many positive reviews on Amazon, the DHC Deep Cleansing Oil, and I've been really liking it. I feel like it removes all my makeup. It's really gentle. It doesn't like strip my skin. It doesn't give me that weird eye feeling. So far I really like this, and I do think, based on how much I've used so far, that I'm going to use this up slower than I was a cleansing balm, and that's really all I wanted. I just didn't want to keep repurchasing cleansing balm. Do you use cleansing balms fast?
Yes.
Yeah, it's always hard to like control the dosage.
I prefer oil anyway.
Yeah, so I've really liked this. I can see why it gets such good reviews on Amazon. An oldie but a goodie is this CosRx Ultimate Nourishing Rice Overnight Spa Mask. This was a Mariah Leonard recommendation back in the day, and she has really sensitive skin, so I think that's why I tried it, because I was like, oh, if she likes it, like this sounds really nice. And it says that it's made with rice extract that provides intense nourishment and deep moisture and brightening, and I love this. It is just really like plumping and moisturizing in that way, where it almost, like as soon as you apply it, like I apply it to slightly damp skin because there's lots of like humectants in here, and it almost leaves like that like sticky tacky feeling on your skin, which I actually like, because then I feel like my skin is actually getting moisturized, you know what I mean, like hydrated. But the actual consistency, I can put some on my hands so you can see, it has some body to it. Like it's obviously not super fluid, but then as you rub it in, it breaks really easily and it rubs into the skin very effortlessly. So I've been using this AM and PM because it's light enough for AM as well, but nourishing enough for PM. And I just love this. I love any moisturizer that's also in a tube with a flip top cap, I have to say. Okay, I was looking for a scalp scrub for a long time, because I just felt like my scalp was getting, I don't know, dry. Again, my skin has been so dry everywhere. I don't know what it is. And Britta said that the Nature Lab 2-in-1 scalp scrub and clarifying shampoo was her favorite. And after reading the reviews of like a million scalp scrubs, I was like, oh, this one gets the most positive reviews.
And it's affordable.
Yeah, and it's pretty affordable. And I like that people said that the actual, I think, is it sugar? Sugar. That the actual particles are pretty large, because I found that so many that I was looking at, the particles were so small, and then it like actually doesn't do a good job at getting in there and like actually exfoliating. So I bought this and I have been absolutely loving it. I can notice a difference when I use this and when I don't, which is crazy. I never care about hair products. Like I'm like, oh, whatever, like I like this, I don't like this, but I never have like a strong opinion, and I have a strong opinion on this. I think it is so good. My scalp feels so clean and refreshed when I use this. It gives me more like body, and I swear it also makes my hair shinier. I don't know if I'm like imagining that. But I don't use it every time because I am trying to make it last every time I wash my hair. I probably use it like every other time. And yeah, this is amazing. Brita said they're coming out with another scent. Yeah, like I saw they were coming out with a yuzu scent, which sounds really nice. But which one is this even in? Because it doesn't say the scent. I don't know. Oh, the Perfect Clean line. So whatever that, like, you know, they have, I think, probably different fragrances for each line. Okay, yeah, probably. A hair favorite of mine this month was the Living Proof Full Shampoo. And I hadn't tried any like shampoo or conditioner from Living Proof. I've loved their Perfect Hair Day leave-in for years and years, and I've purchased that over and over. But they sent us this, and I kind of like didn't give it another thought because I've never used a shampoo that claims to be volumizing that actually is volumizing. Like I feel like usually they're just lighter weight, but this one is actually like a pretty thick gel that lathers really, really well, which I feel like creates the body in my hair, and it actually helps to create more volume. I don't know how it works. I don't know like the technology behind it, but I really, really have been enjoying this. And usually I feel like shampoos don't stand out to me. Like I'll use them and be like, oh, that was nice. Like if we get them in PR, but this one is actually special, I will say. I think it's good, and I actually love the fragrance. It's almost like a fresh fruity smell. Oh, that's like a lot of the Living Proof stuff. Oh my god, that takes me back. I used to have this Living Proof like blow dry cream I loved. Is it the Perfect Hair Day one? Or maybe it's the same smell. Yeah, they all have the same smell. Yeah, that hasn't changed for like a decade. Yeah, it's just a really good smell though. It is. And so I've really been enjoying this. And another thing I like about it is I usually double cleanse. Like I'll go in with like a clarifying shampoo first. And I'm using a Living Proof one that I actually don't really love. And then I'll go in with like my normal shampoo. And so because of that, I feel like I don't even need a lot of this. Like this bottle is pretty a standard size for shampoo, but I don't want to like go through it too fast. So I think a little goes a long way because it lathers so well. So I wanted to mention that too because I know it's a little bit pricey. Okay, Verse sent us this a while ago. It's the Verse Buffeto AHA Exfoliating Body Scrub. And when I realized this was unscented, I was like, oh my god, why haven't I been trying this? Because you guys know that Britt and I love fragrance-free products. Yeah. And especially with exfoliants, chemical or physical, I just don't like those products to have fragrance. I already feel like they're already sensitizing. You already have to be kind of delicate with them. And to add fragrance is a no-go in my opinion. And so I've been using this on my body in the shower before I like will add tanner. We just use the Isle of Paradise spray like once a week, and it doesn't require you to have really exfoliated skin, but I just like it doing it once a week, and I've been loving that. And then I also used it on my face, which was working so well, but then last time I did it, my face got pretty red, and I was like, oh, maybe I should stop using this on my face. So for the most part, I just use it on my body, but it does such a good job. I don't leave it on long enough for, I don't know if the AHA complex is actually like doing enough. I'd probably have to leave it on. Yeah, I think you'd have to like really leave it on your skin for the AHAs to like really work, but the pumice physical exfoliants in here work really well, but I don't find it to be too abrasive. So I just feel like they got the particle size down, and I appreciate that it has AHAs along with the pumice, because even though the AHAs might not be doing too much if you're rinsing it off quickly, I like the combination. So this is good. I don't know how when we got sent it, we like missed this. Yeah. He's like, oh, and I love the cap. It's so easy in the shower. Yeah, those are the best. Oh, one thing I want to mention though, I heard once, if you use AHAs in like a wash, like a face wash, like use it before any actives, because the actives will penetrate deeper. So it could be good to use this before you're doing like a retinol body cream or like a vitamin C body cream. That's true. You know, that's true. I won't stay here long. I've raved about this product, but the Essence Curl Fixing Lash Base has been like a holy grail of mine. It's only $5 on Ulta, and I will link the reel where I'm like applying it down below, but it has like a navy blue tint, which I know sounds weird, and this really small curved bristle wand. Hopefully you can kind of see it. In that video you'll be able to see it better. But it's basically a lash primer that glues your lashes straight. So I will say my only gripe is it's super hard to remove. Like you really have to be meticulous with like your cleansing oil and then your cleanser to get it off. Or I guess you could probably use like micellar water and that would work too. But because it basically feels like a lash glue to me, and it like adheres your lashes straight up. You curl them, you apply a layer of this, and then you apply mascara, but it makes my lashes stay in place all day and really, really like curls them up. So I love it. But there are some like downsides. Obviously, if you're someone that doesn't even like wearing regular mascara because it's hard to remove, you won't like this. But if you have lashes that fall forward, you will love it. Okay, so my lashes used to be what dreams were made of. I feel like our whole lives, Britt and I have been complimented on our eyelashes. And then probably like, I don't even know, 4+ years ago, they started to get worse and worse.
It's
and
just aging.
Yeah, like break, and you know, it is what it is. Like, yeah, I don't care that much, but I was like, if I at one time had really full fluttery lashes naturally, I bet if I used an eyelash serum, it could like bring back some of that hair follicle. And I never wanted to use one because of that. What's that ingredient? It's a really long name. It's that ingredient that people have said causes like dark circles and like eye irritation.
I think the main thing was the orbital fat loss.
Yeah, there's like this ingredient that is in most of the products. But then I saw Elise Myers on TikTok. If you don't know Elise, like you have to know Elise.
Yeah.
She's the best. She said after she had kids, her eyelashes fell out completely. And she researched to find one without that ingredient, and she found the Therese and Honor eyelash and brow serum, and she was like, you guys have been commenting on my eyelashes and how good they look. And so I bought it on Amazon. It's already like one of the cheapest options I've seen, and I've used it for 3 weeks now, and it has made a difference already. Like at first I noticed my eyelashes falling out less. Like they rarely fall out when I wash my face now, which they used to every time I washed my face. And they're definitely longer. They're just not fuller yet, but they're longer. So I really love this so far, but the skeptic in me is like, do you think it has that ingredient? It's just not on the ingredient list. Like, I don't know, something about this, like it's like been blowing up now on TikTok. But so far I haven't had any issues like with eye irritation, and I told myself if I did, I would just discontinue use because it doesn't matter that much to me. So I'm gonna keep using it, but
I need to try that.
It's really impressive. Like I'm honestly shocked how quickly it worked with the lengthening, and I do hope that the volume I once had comes back eventually too. Okay, and my last favorite before we get into books is the Wavy Talk. And I know that you're probably like, that's just a gimmick because it's all over TikTok, and I thought the same thing. But then during Valentine's Day, sorry, my hair is like all in it. During Valentine's Day, they were having like a sale on TikTok Shop, and I got it for like $16, which is so crazy. So I thought, why not? Why not give it a go? Because you guys know I've been using my method of doing the rollers, like in a ponytail, ponytail in, do the rollers. But I don't love that because it has to sit for like 20 minutes, and then there's like a kink in my hair that I have to like usually address. So I wanted something easier. So I love this. I used it today, and this is like day one hair, so it's kind of frizzy and not great. But I just like the look of like having like curled ends, really. I think it makes my hair look like fuller and healthier. So I'll just try to show you like kind of how I use this. I use it basically like a curling wand. So I wrap the hair around the barrel, and then, sorry, this is like not working out well. You can see what I'm doing, right? And then I go like this. Okay. And then just kind of like pull it just at the end. Like I don't bring it all the way up. And then, oh, I can't see what I'm doing, but then you like release it, and so it kind of just curls the end of your hair.
I always do that with the thermal brushes too.
Oh, okay.
To get that look.
Yeah, the thermal brush that we have is just a little bigger.
Or the, what's it called? Blow dry brush? What are they called?
Yeah, like I think you could do it. The one we have is just a little bit bigger than this. So I like the size of this because I feel like it's just like the perfect amount to kind of curl the hair, and like primarily on the ends. And I love it. I've been using it every time I do my hair. And another thing I really like about it, well, sorry, there's two things. One, it's not like the blow dry brush, so it doesn't blow air, because I think that sometimes can make my hair frizzier when it's like blowing air and you're trying to like, sorry, it's like counterproductive a little bit. And two, I like that it doesn't get hot at all. Like this gets way less hot than my straightener and my curling iron. Like it doesn't, like even when you release the hair, you know, sometimes if you're curling your hair, you're like, oh, that piece is hot. This is not like that. It's like just a little bit warm. So I feel like for that reason, it's probably a little bit better for my hair too. So it lives up to the hype in my book. I really love it. Okay, our book favorites of the month. Mine is so easy. It's Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, and I believe this book comes out, I think like the 1st of April, sometime in April. So sorry it's not out yet, but you are going to want to read it as soon as it comes out. So Abby Jimenez is one of our favorite authors. We both love her. If you're not familiar, she writes a lot of rom-coms, but they have like a certain humor to them. If you follow Abby on TikTok, you know, like she just is so witty. I think she's my favorite romance author. I think Emily Henry is mine, but Abby is a close second. She just has like a lot of wit to her and great humor, and she injects that into her books, which I find must be so hard as an author. We're trying to write a comedy TV show pilot right now, and it's so funny when you like talk things out and you make jokes. Like I think we're like both kind of funny people and we can be really witty, but when you're trying to like write a joke, like man, that is hard. Yeah. So I always really admire her books because of that, but she should write for TV, honestly. She really should. She really should. I wouldn't be surprised if she already is. She does everything. Yeah. But I will say this one became my favorite book of hers because it's so much more emotional and heavier than her other books, but still has that humor that you love from her. And I feel like that's such a delicate line to balance, and I don't know how I think that's what she corners the market in that category. Yeah. Like having fun, witty banter, very like fluffy, but then some serious topics that people can relate to and like you find emotional connection with. Yeah, all of her books are like that, but this one especially, like if you're not in a good place, like maybe you don't read it because it was honestly like very, very heavy at times. But it basically follows Justin and Emma. So Justin posts on a Reddit post saying that this whole like story about how he's like mad at his friend, and basically he basically gets into the fact that he always dates women and then it'll last a couple months and then they end up breaking up with him, or it ends and then they get with their soulmate, which I think this was a premise of a movie a while back. Hitch? Oh, maybe it was Hitch. Oh yeah. Is it Hitch? I think so. Yeah. And so he posts this Reddit thread and Emma stumbles upon it and DMs him and is like, oh, my friends say the same thing happens to me. Like every time I date a guy, he ends up finding the one next. And so they kind of like develop this bond over their Reddit DMs. And anyways, long story short, Emma is a travel nurse. And so Justin tells her that he can't move. He has some family matters going on because they kind of want to like go on a date and see how this goes. Well, because they think that their powers will cancel each other's curses out, right? Yeah, they devise this plan to cancel the curse if they date each other just for the summer. And so you see where this goes, but basically she comes to Minnesota, and I don't think this is a spoiler because I also wanted to mention that I loved the Minnesota setting for this book. Because Abby lives there, right? Yeah, so Abby lives there, and I think all of hers are kind of set there, but they never emphasize it a lot. But this one, like at the beginning, Justin is trying to convince her to come, and it's like, oh, Minnesota has this and this and this, and they even like go to the Mall of America and and a lot. We're from the Midwest. The Mall of America. We're from the Midwest, and specifically, I've realized like the Northern Midwest, I feel like is just a whole other situation. And so many things that they mention in this book we can relate to, being from Wisconsin. And I just like loved the setting and loved that it was a huge part of this book. But anyway, she comes there for her travel nurse project and they date to break this curse. And I don't want to give anything else away, but I will say they're both going through a lot with their families at the time. And I think the thing I love the most is seeing them both kind of like evolve through change as individuals and then love each other regardless. It's really hard to describe unless you've read it, but please read this book. It was so good. And I think Justin might be my new #1 book boyfriend, but Charlie Laster still has like my heart in a hold, so I don't know, but he was literally exceptional, and 11 out of 10. I loved Emma as well, but this man was like perfect. Like, read this book and please report back, because Abby's really good at writing female characters too, because
she is.
With most authors, not Emily Henry's good at it too, but I don't like the female lead.
Yeah,
Britt and I always say this, we always really like the male lead, but not the female as much.
I love all of Abby's.
I actually heard once that it could be like, because most authors are women, that it's like a projection sort of thing.
Yeah, but you know Abby doesn't feel like that. But
But anyway, yeah, I loved Emma too. I don't want to downplay her. Justin was just like nearly perfect. But Emma, so resilient. That's all I'll say. Just read this book when it comes out. I promise you, you will like it. And it does have funny parts. It does have some humor, even though it's pretty emotional. Okay, and my book favorite of the month is the Improbable Meet Cute series. I'm putting them all together because I think I read them back to back in like a matter of a week maybe. They're really quick reads, but there are 6 books. They came out on Valentine's Day. They're free if you have Amazon Prime. You can download them, so we just downloaded them to our Kindles, which is amazing that they offered this. And they just commissioned, I don't know if that's the right word, commissioned 6 romance writers to each write a short story for this series, and 2 of them I loved. My favorite was The Exception to the Rule by Christina Lauren. It was so cute. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I didn't want it to end. It was basically about a woman. It was basically about a boy and a girl that are in college, and I think the boy originally accidentally emails the girl. He is thinking he's emailing his professor, and she responds with she's giving him advice like, don't say this to your professor, and it's on Valentine's Day. And so then every year on Valentine's Day they email each other like happy Valentine's Day and like share kind of like their plans or like how their year was, because the only time they communicate is on Valentine's Day. So this spans like 10 years, and then they eventually realize like that they've had this relationship for like 10 years, but they haven't met in person. So I don't want to give too much away if you want to read it, but it's so cute. I just never wanted to end. And then the other one I liked was Abby Jimenez, A Worst Wingman Ever. And this one was about a hospice nurse who's caring for her own grandmother, and this stranger is kind of like doing her like good deeds and like leaving her notes on her car, helping her with her car. And so it's another thing where like they don't meet in real life until the end, but that one was really cute and heartwarming. The other 4 were just okay. Like 3 of them I gave 3 out of 5 stars, and then the only one I wouldn't recommend is Drop, Cover, and Hold On by Jasmine Gulroy. I just didn't see, there was like no plot to this one, which is, I usually like Jasmine's writing, so that surprised me. But overall, it's a really cute series, very easy to read, and it's free. Okay, so sorry again that this video is out late, but please let us know what you guys loved in February, and we'll see you in the next one.